So let's get right into it. The first topic of the week. Chris. Yes, Chris. What's the first topic? Of course, Ezra Miller. Always. And I always have. Last time we talked about Ezra Miller, I gave a long pause at my wife here. I'm like, Ezra Miller back in the news again. But for some reason, not for the reasons that you think. Ezra Miller, they got on their social media, I guess, or made a statement. I don't know if it was just on social media or not, because I believe they canceled their or deleted their Twitter. I don't know, or their Instagram. But there was an apology. Ezra Miller came out publicly and gave their apology and emphasized that they will be seeking help. The question is it too little too late? The question I have personally is, it that another one of those scenarios where not white, black, male or female, there are actors and people in not just in entertainment, in any profession, who never get a second chance. The first mistake you make, you get thrown under the bus. You get destroyed. For some reason, Ezra Miller is not one of these people. For some reason, it felt like they were just going out of their way to see how bad they could screw up their career. Like it was a drinking game. I bet you won't fuck your career up. Watch this kind of a thing, right? And almost every day for a while. The bad thing about it was, as you remember, Warner Brothers, especially the Power Beat in the beginning, wouldn't say anything about it. You had a co-star in another film that was also produced by Warner Brothers, and Johnny Depp getting thrown under the bus over the accusation, not even a conviction, over the accusation of probably being in spousal abuse. Now, we went through the whole trial with Amber Heard and Johnny Depp, and we saw what we saw when it came to their career, and the fact that Warner Brothers have but pulled away, we're not going to work with you much anymore. And he was recast from a major franchise, but nothing was happening to Ezra Miller, and it was getting worse and worse and worse. And you know that I know, and you know that I know that you know that I know that by saying nothing, it was as if they were acting like they were untouchable, and it was getting worse. More and more things was happening. And as for accusations of like kidnapping, accusations of assault, accusations, and some situations not even accusations, video footage of actual crimes, and nothing, no accountability. I'm not saying that Warner Brothers needs to police everybody, but what about disassociation? What about your brand? What about the things that harm you? I mean, am I right about it? Come on, share with me in the comment section what you think about how this was handled by. I think Warner Brothers could have sent a more powerful message a long time ago. The previous owners and the current owners from Discovery, but they said nothing. They being Warner Brothers would say nothing at all, and it just kept getting worse and worse and worse and worse. So the question, as I'm trying to now fix the screen here. Sorry about that. Oh, there we go. So the question is, what's going to happen now? What's going to happen moving forward with Ezra Miller? So as we're all trying to figure that out, something amazing happened recently. They came out with the statement saying they apologized, and this is what Ezra Miller had to say. Let me see if I can pull it up here real fast. Now, I got this from Deadline, but Ezra came out and said publicly, "I want to apologize to everyone that I have alarmed and upset with my past behavior. I am committed to doing the necessary work to get back to a healthy, safe, and productive state of mind." That came in from Ezra Miller. You might remember last week when we talked about those three options that Warner Brothers gave Ezra. Oh, well, not three options that they gave to them, just three options that they were going to exercise. And I'm going to pull that up again real quick because it's interesting. Because right now, as you can see, Ezra is going for, "I'll take option A, please, option 1. Now, let me remind you of what those options were. Let me go full screen real quick. Option 1, the first involves releasing the film with limited press. Apparently, Warner's only stipulation in this is that Miller seeks professional help after returning to their family home. Eventually, Miller would have to give an interview explaining their behavior. Miller would then do a limited amount of press following the film. That seems to be the option that Ezra is going for. What we don't know is if Ezra has already returned to their home. Maybe they have. I have to go look it up again. I haven't heard anything about that yet, but if there's news about that, let me know. Return to their home. Miller would have to do. Then they would do a limited amount of press following the film's release. Following the film's release. No mention about junkets or anything before that, like any press before that. Obviously not. I don't think that would be a good idea. Do not let anybody. And that's sad because you have Michael Keaton, you have the young lady that's playing Supergirl. A lot of people that this hurt. This screwed over a lot. And I'm speculating this also has something affected, at least microscopically, Batgirl. That's just my theory. But let's remind you of what the other two options were if Ezra didn't take option one, and which looks like that's the option that they're seeking. No word about whether or not they've gone to the family home or if there's going to be any press. That's well, we'll have to look that up later. But option two would have been the film is still released even if Ezra doesn't seek help. They would not participate in any marketing or press. But it's funny, they didn't say anything about them participating in any marketing or press before the film's release in the first one, only afterwards. But this one says that they wouldn't participate in any marketing at all for the film. That's an unusual move for a film star, but given the circumstances, it would make sense. Following the film's release, Miller would not play the Flash in any future project. Let me make this clear. Ezra is not playing the Flash after this. Even if there was, those situations at a job, if you're an alcoholic and then you seek help before you got fired, they can't really fire you because you seek help. I don't think that works in Hollywood. Even if they seek help and get help and it turns out, oh yeah, you had they don't. Warner Brothers is not obligated to work with them. You can't sue like, hey, I have to save the Flash. No, you do not. The option to remove you for any reason or recast you is all up to Warner Brothers. It said Miller would not play the Flash in any future projects, and I think that should have been stated in all three of these options. Miller will not play the Flash in the because I don't see a world where even if they're taking option one that they still play the Flash. The third option was again scrap the movie completely. Miller plays multiple characters and is in almost every scene, making it particularly impossible to save even through recasting or reshoots. This is apparently very much a worst-case scenario reserved for if Miller's situation continues to deteriorate. It would be a shocking blow if this scenario occurs, considering the film's cost being over $200 million. At least now, it seems like option three is off the table now. Now that Miller has made a move and made a statement, they can now kind of play at least they attempted or at least said that they were going to get help. And they can just lean on that. They leaned on being fucking quiet for years, so you can limp across the finish line with the statement that Ezra Miller made for ride it out for a couple of more months, if that makes sense. But like I said, it seems that because of this statement right here, I think they bought Warner Brothers a little bit of time to get the movie out. Like I said, no press, but Ezra is not going to be the Flash after this. Even if there's like a situation where there's a full recovery, the studio is going to want to see results. I'm not saying Ezra Miller might not work with Warner Brothers ever again in the future, but some other studio or somebody, or maybe independent studios, are going to have to take a chance on them and see some consistency in getting better. Do some press junkets for A24 or something like that. I don't know. Go to Universal with that because you ain't bringing that over here, kind of a thing. And then maybe we'll see them come back, not as the Flash, but maybe in the future Warner property. Let me know what you guys think about that.